All right, we're watching Marco's butterfly here, just from a side view. And as we go into the side view, we're going to go at about quarter speed. And as we see a couple different things, we can kind of see how he's got a good strong kick. But what I want to stop is showing right here as his head's above the water. You can kind of see how he sinks slowly in that water. Part of the reason he's slinking, or he's slinking back down in the water, is because he's not doing any kind of kick. You've got to make sure that while your head's above water, you actually still want to be moving in that forward movement, which is why you want to kick at the top and at the bottom of our stroke. And I think once we are able to get that kick back where it needs to be, it'll be perfect. As we start to get our head come in late, you kind of see that's when our legs start to kick. Okay, so our head's in the water, we're kicking, but then right here again, you kind of see how we kind of slink down in the water. So it's up and down, so we got to fight to get ourselves back up, and then we're going to fall back down. So make sure you work on breathing early so your head stays right near the surface of the water and you're not dropping below the water. Now the other thing is when we're coming up right here at the side, you can still see how it starts to fall in. All right, so as our hands start to enter, there's a couple different things. We can kind of see here that our hips are down here, our head's up here, and then our hands are down here. So this is a triangle. And we always want to see a triangle in butterfly, right? But this is kind of the wrong direction of triangle. What we actually want to see, and I think this will help with your breathing, or this will be helped by your breathing earlier. You want to see your hips up on top of the water, right here at the surface, and you want to see your hands at the surface, and then you want to see your head and your chest down here a little bit lower. So ideally, your triangle and your power triangle should look like that. So we got to take our hands and move them up here. We got to take our head and move it down here. We got to take our hips and move them up here. Okay? And so if we can get those three things moved in the correct order, all of a sudden your butterfly kick is going to become a lot easier, and your butterfly itself is going to become easier. The other thing is, you can see real quick, Marco, your feet are separated. You got to keep those feet together. Because the one thing I'm watching on this, and Lynette's seen as well, is we see a lot of good kicking from you. And you and I have talked before, and Lynette was watching the other day, and you got great kicking on your back. We got to work on the kicking on our stomachs as well, and make sure that that kick gets a little bit stronger. Okay, you kind of see how low those feet are. You kind of see how you kind of sink down every time you take that breath. So work on breathing every other stroke. Work on getting your hips up a little bit higher. Okay? All right, so as we get into our turns, a couple different things. Number one, we like how you're getting your feet together. Okay, you got your feet almost stacked to each other, and that's fantastic. And you do a really good job of getting your feet into that wall pretty quickly. The other thing we liked is how quickly that hand comes off while your legs are transitioning the wall. And that will help you to be able to get off that wall so much quicker. So thumbs up on that. As your hand starts coming in the water, you can see that it's in front of your head here instead of behind your ear there. And I know that we talk a lot about elbowing your brother, calling your mother. You've got to make sure that that hand stays a lot better behind your ear. And so we're watching your hand come off that wall, your hand will slide right behind that ear perfectly. As we come off that wall, we want to see a much better streamline. You can see right here, you don't even have your arms together in any way. You want to make sure your hands are here and here, and then stacked right on top of each other. So you have a nice tight streamline, and we can go kick, 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 not just the two, and then up and swimming. We want to see you go from here, kicking, all the way up to here. So that's 6 dolphin kicks underwater we want to see, so that we're not able to start breathing right away. Once you start breathing right away, it kind of slows you down. And so real quick, you can kind of see, watch as your head's above the water. See how you sink in that water? Okay, and that's because you're not keeping your body moving. Make sure you're always keeping your body moving forward. Good job.